Let me tell you about the 7 qualities that you need to become a healthy masculine man. First, you need to be brutally honest. Stop being the nice guy. There's no point trying to be the nice guy. There are lots of different reasons why you should never try to be the nice guy. First of all, nice guys always finish last. Why? Because they always prioritize other people over themselves. Meaning that at the end of the day, you never get anything done because one friend is going to call you over and you're going to try to help that person. Another lady is going to call you, you're going to try to fix her issues. And at the end of the day, you haven't achieved anything because you keep running left, right to try to help everyone. To try to appear as someone that is very nice. But no one can be very nice all the time. And that's the reality. So if you're a nice guy all the time, it means that you're hiding something. You're being deceitful. Stop being deceitful. That's important. You also have to remember, you have to be honest with women when it comes to dating. If you do not want to have a relationship, speak to them and be clear from the get-go that you do not want to have a relationship. Because at the end of the day, being deceitful is very useful in the short term, but it's a nightmare in the long term. You're going to really struggle because people will not trust you. And you have to be honest when you're dating, but you also have to be honest when it comes to doing business with people. Sooner or later, if you constantly lie, you're going to be caught by your lie. And also, an important point, write down your goals and objectives so you know when you get them. Most people do not like writing down their goals for the very simple reason that once their goal is written, they can fail. That's why most people do not want to write down their goals. But if you're a man on your purpose and you want to be masculine, you have to have clear goals and objectives. So write down your goals in order for you to contemplate your long-term objective and be able to draw the line between where you are today and where you want to go. Secondly, as described by David Deida, your purpose should come before your relationship. I know it can sound a bit harsh, but at the end of the day, you have to prioritize your purpose. Let's take an example. You're chilling at home with your woman and you're working on your project. You need to finish this promotion campaign because this is the last day before the launch of your product. She's suggesting that both of you go to the cinema. What do you think that you should be doing? Of course, you should prioritize your purpose. You should stay home, finish your work. Because at the end of the day, your purpose should come before your relationship. So when you have unplanned event, make sure that you're prioritizing your work. I'm not saying that if you have a date planned with your woman, you have a trip or holidays planned with your family, that you should cancel the holidays, cancel the date just to finish your project. That's basically being disorganized. If you have something planned in the calendar, you have to sort out everything in order to fit into this agenda. And when you're prioritizing your purpose over your relationship, of course, your woman is going to be disappointed. She's going to be upset and maybe angry at you. But that's short term, because in the long run, she will understand that you're doing this because your purpose is higher. And this is going to increase your attractiveness. Because long term, that's going to elevate your status, elevate your social economic status as well. And overall, your woman is going to be more attracted to you because you're committed to your goal. And when you say that you're going to do something, you're a man of your words. But before prioritizing your purpose, you have to understand what your purpose is. Have you already figured out your purpose? If no, you have to understand that the purpose is what motivates you. What can you contribute to the world? How can you help people achieve their goals? How can you help people achieve their dreams? It's all about what you can do to help others. Make sure that your purpose is written down. So when you have a doubt, you can come back to it and read it later. 3. Masculine men do not have the one-ideas. What is one-ideas? It's basically the belief that there is one woman on this earth for you. Only one. And if you do not find her, then your life is messed up. Of course, this is bullshit because you are more or less compatible with different people. You have different values and you have different characters and personalities. But there's no one person for you. There are multiple people that you can be compatible with. Maybe some of them are going to be more compatible with you. Maybe you're going to share some values with people. Maybe if you're someone of faith, you're going to share some faith with other people. Maybe you are going to share some common goals with other people. But of course, there are different people. There's no one person for you. And different women will bring different things to the table as well. So when you're looking for someone, stop thinking that there's only one person. And also that's the worst. When it comes to relationship, you're going to put much more pressure than required on the relationship just because you are believing into these one ideas. Of course, masculine men do not believe in one ideas. When it comes to selecting a woman, you have to look at obviously her attraction, but not only her physique. You have to look at her personality, her character, and her values. What does she value? What does she prioritize? Because if you really want to be in a relationship, so obviously I'm not talking about short-term encounter or short-term dating. If you're interested in a long-term relationship with a woman, you have to invest not only in her physique. The physical attraction of women goes down quite quickly. So when you invest in a woman, you have to look at what is long-term. What is her personality? What is her character? What does she value in terms of moral values and choices? How does she want to have a family? And so on. 4. Please stop seeking the approval of women. I have this story. I was working in one of the banks like a few years ago. And I was working with a bunch of dudes. And at some point, a woman came and was part of our team. A lot of people found her very attractive. I mean, personally, I didn't. But she was wearing very revealing clothes. So most of the men were trying to chase her validation all the time, trying to chase her attention all the time. What was shocking to me is that some of the men will prioritize her demands when it comes to work rather than my demand, for example. So I will create a request and that will be put in the list. But she will come and go to their desk and do the same request, but her request will be prioritized. I do understand how men work. Obviously, they're going to see like the cleavage, they're going to see like the body, so that's going to put them in a specific mindset, a specific aroused mindset. But you have to be professional when it comes to business. And I do not like people that prioritize other things than just skills and dedication when it comes to work. One other part that I talked in my previous videos is that some of the men will treat their female friends much differently than their male friends. They will buy them gifts. They will take them to the restaurant. They will take them on trips and pay for the trips as well. There's nothing wrong buying a drink to your friends. But do not do something that you wouldn't do to a male friend because she's a female friend. This is pure waste of your time, waste of your money, and waste of your attention. Of course, most women like attention. Not all, but most do. Because they like attention, that's very time consuming. So if you're on your purpose, you're working hard every day, you're hustling every day, and you have this woman constantly seeking your attention, you're giving your time away. And your time is the most precious commodity. So keep it. Do not wasting on women's attention all the time, especially when these women are not even your partner. 5th, masculine men have an abundance mindset. Abundance mindset means that you're not scared if you're single. It means that you're not scared if your woman breaks up with you. You're not lost if your woman says, okay, it was a good time, but I have to move on to other things. Because you know you're good enough to find another woman if required. You know that you have the choice in the woman because you're a man of value. That's what it means. It doesn't mean sleeping around and having lots of women at the same time, dating multiple people at the same time. No, abundance mindset means that if you need to find a woman, you can find it because you're high level enough. For that, you have to understand how attraction works for women. For this, I recommend you to watch the 4 confidential keys to attractiveness. You can see the video up there. Also, you have to set up your Instagram, your social media in a way that it shows your lifestyle and it shows the type of man that you are. If you have a nice lifestyle, if you have interesting hobbies, they have to be shown on social media. You shouldn't keep it for yourself, because at the end of the day, your social media is going to be your resume for a lot of women, especially if you want to date. So you have to show that you have a lifestyle that is interesting and that the woman can come and join. Even if you do not have a lot of money in your bank, even if you do not earn so much money every single month, nothing prevents you from showing your hobbies. Let's say that you like to cook. You can show that you like cooking, and you can show the dedication of your cooking, and you can show your pieces. A lot of women will be interested in this. Also, let's say that you're a man and you like cars. You can show that you're into cars. That's fine, but you have to be dedicated, and you have to show it in a nice way with nice pictures surrounded with interesting people. 6, you need to learn to fail. What I'm saying is that failing is what's going to lead you to your future success. I have this interesting story about a dad that changed his approach to failing. This dad has a little daughter, and every single week he used to ask the daughter, "What did you achieve?" And at some point he read a book and he changed his approach. He decided to change the way he approached the question of success. Instead of asking his daughter how many times she has succeeded during the week, he decided to ask his daughter how many times she failed. And that was a game changer. Every single week on the Saturday, and ask the girl, "How many times you failed this week?" And if the answer was 0, he would be criticizing the girl. He would be saying, if you haven't failed this week, it means that you haven't pushed yourself enough. Because at the end of the day, you have to fail. You have to fail multiple times in order to learn. You have to fail multiple times in order to improve. Likewise, we have to learn to fail. We have to learn that we have to take risk and fail sometimes. Because if we do not fail, it means that we are not pushing ourselves. We are not giving our best. That's important, that every time you have to challenge yourself enough. It's complicated because you have to take risk, you have to assess your skills, you have accordingly to take the challenge. Push yourself every single day, fail repeatedly, and improve every day. And when you have failed and you're at the bottom, when everything around you is just pure chaos, you have to take a moment. Take this moment to observe. Observe where you are. Because later in life, when everything is going to go well and you will want to just chill and relax, you have to think about what had happened when you were at the very bottom, when everything was dead, when it was a dreadful dream. When you are at the bottom, take your time and observe. Once you have observed, keep this moment in your head. And after that, use this momentum. Use this momentum to push you to succeed, push you to go further. Because at the end of the day, when you become complacent, you have to think about the time when everything didn't go so well. Everything was a nightmare. You have to remember where you're coming from. Because that's the best way to succeed. When you know that people criticize you and say that you will not be able to do it, you will not be able to achieve. At this point, you're going to show them that you can do it. You're going to show it not only temporarily, and you're going to exceed their expectation. There is no better revenge than proving people wrong by doing better. I'm counting on you to exceed their expectation and become better. Challenge yourself every day. And 7, practice a combat sport. It's very important that you know how to fight. If things go south in the street, when people come to attack you physically, you have to be able to defend yourself. You have to be able to defend your family. If you're with your wife and your kids and people come to attack you, you have to know how to defend them physically, not only financially. Of course, the financial aspect is the most practical at the moment. By financially protecting your family, you're giving them the best environment. But I'm talking about combat sport and physical aspects. That's going to give you so much confidence when you're going to walk in the street. When you're going to go to a bar, you won't be scared of guys that are much bigger than you. When you're going to be in the street and you're going to walk through a group of men, aggressive men, you'll be confident that if push comes to shove, you will be able to defend yourself at the minimum. Also, that's going to contribute to you physically, to be able to be in a better shape, to be able to have a better cardio, more strength, and that's going to reflect on the way you look. Probably you'll be able to develop more muscle. You will also be able to have more strength in your arms and your legs. There are different combat sports to choose from. You can have boxing, kickboxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You can also have karate, judo, and so on. All of them have their pros and cons. But you have to be able to defend yourself in all situations. And not only defend yourself, but you have to embrace what we call the dark side. Because everyone has a dark side. It's so good that everyone pretends that men should be so nice. However, all men have a dark side. When you poke someone enough time, you might see the monster. And you have to integrate this dark side into your personality. By doing combat sport, by also acknowledging your dark side, you're going to integrate your dark side within you. And you will be able to be the master of this dark side. Because this dark side exists, but you have to be the one dominating. You have to be the one able to pull the trigger if required.